BS Show, Season 3, Episode 14. Sean Gagharst with Justin Chasmore and Adam Tyne, as always. Boys, I can see you today. We're actually living in the 21st century for once here. A little Zoom meeting on the podcast.
How about it? Just in time for the holidays, too, huh? Hopefully the fans.
All in time for the holidays. Little holiday special for the fans. But, hey, for another week, 4-5 last week, 4-4-1 the week before. It's a couple losing weeks, but the overall record sits at 53-45-1. We have to get some wins under our belts. I still feel it. Record still looks good, but how are we feeling, boys? It's the holidays, and we got a full slate of football until they give us 2 more buys next week for some reason.
Yeah, boys, that one's on me, man. I just got to find a way to get the locks going. Haven't done it, but we'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean it's been a couple weeks coming that we feel it coming, and one of these weeks will break through, and hopefully this week.
Like I said, the record still doesn't sit that bad. We're 1 big week away from really being back where we were. But Chaz, one of these days you get to finally really introduce Gonzo to the world. But
It's true.
That's our treat. It's Thanksgiving. It's all about giving. So what is Gonzo doing this week? He's giving you not 1, but 2 picks for the 2 games we have on Thanksgiving Day. Unfortunately, Pittsburgh and Baltimore pushed back till Sunday, but so start off in Detroit, as always, where Houston's laying 3 points on the road here, over under 51.5. Chaz, you picked both games at the 3-point spread. How's he feeling?
Yeah, well, obviously got back on track last week. Gotta throw out the fact that Gonzo has still not lost 2 straight weeks ever.
No,
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. No. With that being said, he is 7-4 on the year, looking to get it 8-4 in the first game. He is on the favorite. He's going Houston -3, which don't hate. It's a weird game. I like points. Definitely like points in this one. Lions are 1-11 against the spread on Thanksgiving. So something might be changing, but then you flip it. They just got shut out. Teams coming off a shutout in the last 5 years are 17-5-2 against the spread. So kind of numbers that go against each other here. But with the way that the Texans played last week, Deshaun Watson just balled out. And the Lions are coming off, like I said, a shutout. It is Thanksgiving. It's a big game for them. But I'm going to take Deshaun Watson and the Texans to win here. I'll ride with Gonzo, and I'll take the Texans 31-27. Hopefully some points. Hopefully kick off Thanksgiving with a bang.
Points.
A lot of
big points.
Chaz, it's funny you say that because last week when I was listening to the pod, you said we keep picking Deshaun Watson and we keep picking the Texans because of Deshaun Watson, and it wasn't working. And all of a sudden, he must have Superman, kills it, of course. The 1 week we say it, but I'm riding with the Texans, man. The Lions, I don't see it. Gonzo on them makes it even better as always. And I see Deshaun Watson having a big day in Thanksgiving primetime, making it even worse. The Bears didn't draft him. So we will go, I don't know, on 31-27, but I'll take 28-24 Houston.
Yeah, no shit, the Bears didn't draft him. His career didn't fail. But with that said, I'm with Gonzo on this one. I'm pretty heavy on Houston -3. Don't quote me on this. If I remember reading this tweet right, too, Thanksgiving Day favorites are like 33-13 or something ridiculous over the past X amount of years. Like, they're just covering at an unreal rate. I know that much. And this one where I've kind of not been fading Houston so much this year. They're obviously not that good, not what I expected. But I buy into them. I think Deshaun Watson's be able to move this ball against this Detroit defense. Detroit, I don't know what I'm going to get any week. I'm with you guys. And Chaz, I'm with you too, where I think this game really can be pretty high scored. It was very similar to what we saw on Sunday night. I got the Texans 35-31 in this one.
Yeah, and the no Kenny Galladay factor for the Lions is big too. He's out again. And, we saw last week Matthew Stafford still has that injury, and he didn't really they put up 0 points. So
yeah, he didn't throw. It's weird.
I want to know what happened with the Texans defense. They vanished.
I guess Bill O'Brien happened?
I don't know. They used to be vaulted. They were still bad when he was there earlier this year, too. The only thing him firing did was make Deshaun Watson good again. But
game last week.
Yeah. Now we got pick number 2. Gonzo has his pick with the spread at -3. Right now it is Dallas -2.5 as we record. You're going to hear his pick in a second. Chaz to give to us. Just remember, if it goes one way or the other, buy the half a point, depending on what it is. Anything costs you much. His pick's at -3, so play that. But right now it's Dallas -2.5. Chaz, Gonzo, where are we at?
Yeah, another big pick. Hopefully this is a good game. I mean, it's a big division game. But Gonzo is with the road team again, but he's taking the points. He's taking the Washington football team. Caught myself. Washington football team +3. First time around, the Washington football team, 25-3 victory. Obviously, Andy Dalton got hurt during that game. But what they did, they held Zeke to 45 yards on the ground. Obviously, the Cowboys did pick them last week against the spread. They won outright. They look good. They got Zeke going again. Andy Dalton looked good. The receivers look good. But I think the Cowboys will win. But I'm going to take a close game here just because Gonzo took Washington +3. I expect a lot of Zeke because Washington gives up the least amount of passing yards per game. So I don't expect a lot from Andy Dalton here. I will take the Cowboys to win, though. Big game for the East. If they win, move to 4-7, and now we're talking about Dallas having a shot to win the division because if you look at the division and the schedules, Dallas has the easiest remaining schedule going forward. So I'll take the Cowboys to win 21-20.
Close game. Unfortunately, I don't know if I love this one from Gonzo. I was big on the Cowboys going in. That's a huge win against the Vikings, by the way, for multiple reasons. I mean,
massive.
Because we kind of wrote them off talking about the NFC East. They weren't in the discussion. Now, like you said, Chaz, I saw
the whole NFC East. That's 3 wins.
Yeah, and now their schedule is the easiest, I think, at least when I looked.
Yeah.
Of the 4 teams. So they start to run the ball again. They have an easy schedule. Andy Dalton plays decent. They can win a few games. This is a very winnable game. I like Dallas here. I guess if we're going 3, there's a possibility of a push. But at 2.5, I really like Dallas because I see this as a 3 or 4 point game their way. And for a lot of reasons you said, kind of low scoring, but, Zeke just kind of gets the dub for the Cowboys and plays well enough to win. So I will go Dallas 24-20.
Yeah, Adam, I think I'm on your side here. And as much as I think Washington almost might be a slightly better team recently, especially like Alex Smith has actually been playing for that team, and I'm taking Washington's defense over Dallas's defense all the time too. When it's all said and done, you look at the NFC East, the dumpster fire that is. I'm still counting both these teams out. I still think it's a Giant and Eagle race. I don't think Andy Dalton's good enough. But I also don't think Washington's good enough to beat Dallas twice. And going on the road here Thanksgiving Day, Dallas, like you said, Adam, I don't think they deserve enough credit for that win against Minnesota. Pretty impressive, got things going. But I'm not buying it so much either. I just do think they're better than Washington, especially at home this week. Washington, I don't think is good enough to beat them twice. So I'm going to take Dallas to win this game at home and cover the spread, but I'm not really worried about either of these two teams in the NFC East. With that said, give me the Cowboys here 24-20.
I will say this. There obviously will be people out there that think the winner of this game has a shot at the East. Whoever you think is going to win this game, you might as well throw a future bet on to win the East as well, because as soon as they win this game, those odds are going down.
That's true, but I ain't worried about either of those. The Giants beat Washington twice, and the Giants will beat Dallas week 17.
Well, it's on you to go bet.
Biased by Gank over there. Easy there, Bull. You got to look at Dallas' schedule, man. It's easy.
I know it's easy. Dallas sucks.
Their defense.
Like, here's the thing. Their schedule is easy. The thing about those easy teams that are playing, they're like, oh, we got Dallas. We got to win. That's how they're looking
I guess
at
they're not really easy for Dallas, to be fair.
Yeah. That defense is still brutal. So,
yeah. Giants will beat them. All right, let's get to Sunday now. 1 o'clock swing here. Starting off with one I think is very intriguing. The Patriots actually underdogs at home here. 2.5-point underdogs at home to the Cardinals. Over under 49.5. This Cardinal team, we're talking about Kyler Murray, who, when you look at his numbers, it's been a comparison all season on any channel you watch the NFL, how him and Lamar last year kind of compare. Lamar, obviously, MVP last year, unanimous, and how Kyler Murray is pretty much doing what Lamar's doing, and even a little bit better. With that said, I still don't know if Kyler Murray's the MVP this year. I mean, I would give it to him. I'm not against giving it to him. We still have half a season left. But as a Cardinal team as a whole, I still don't know what I'm going to expect either. I mean, I've seen Kyler Murray come out, ball out, have his games. I've seen the Cardinals defense that people said, could be good enough to keep them in games as they have been, win some games. But I've also seen question marks from this Cardinals defense. We got a Patriot team that, for some reason, I just can't fully sell out on, and strictly due to the Bill Belichick factor. Whenever I want to completely fold on New England, they win 2 in a row. I understand they're pretty far back outside looking in as we're really in the second half of the season here. But I don't think they're dead yet. I still think Bill Belichick has something up his sleeve. And I think Arizona's a struggle traveling all the way completely across country here, coming to New England on 1 o'clock. I don't know if Kyler Murray's kind of just ready for a game like this yet completely. And I think Bill Belichick could outsmart him and that team completely. Give me the Patriots to win this one at home here, 28-24.
Yeah, Gank. I mean, I saw this game, and I still don't have a great feel for it, honestly, because the Pats just don't know what you're getting with them, man. They go out and they just lose to the Texans, who can't find a win, and then they play bad against the Jets, squeak one out. So it's like you just don't know. And the Cardinals, I'm not really buying Cliff Kingsbury yet. I think people are giving him a lot of credit, and he's got a lot of weapons. But I don't know. I look at this as a Belichick versus Kingsbury thing, and he kind of finds a way to stop Kyler Murray. It does worry me though, because the Pats can't really defend mobile quarterbacks, and Kyler could have a big day if they don't play good defense. That being said, a little more desperate Patriots team finds a way to win this one. I agree with you. I like a field goal, and I think their defense shows up. Give me 23-20 Pats.
Yeah, I wanted to take the Texans last week, and towards the end, I kind of got sucked into the Pats. This week I like the Cards, and I'm not going to go back to the Pats. And AT, I think you just hit on it. The Patriots just got torched by Deshaun Watson, and that's a mobile quarterback. Now you have Kyler Murray coming in, and they're coming off a loss. They also had 10 days to prepare for this game. They got to come cross country. Obviously, it's tough. But I think, they're 6-4. They have a lot to play for. Obviously, the Patriots, they're sitting 4-6. They obviously need to win. But I think this Cardinals offense is good, and their defense might not be as great. But I'm just still not sold on the Patriots. I know they beat the Ravens. Then they go lay an egg to the Texans. So, like you guys, I don't have a great feel for this game. I just think that Kyler Murray is very good, and this Cardinals offense can put up points. And, we've seen Cam struggle. He played well last week, but they still lost. So I'll take the Cards to win 28-23.
Fucking card people. There's my two. Honestly, take an NFC team. I can't fully figure out those two teams right there. I think this game will tell a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not both sides of the story.
Not gonna be touching that game for betting.
No.
I'm like,
no.
All right, let's head to Minnesota coming off that loss to Dallas there. They're now at home against the Panthers here, 3.5-point favorites. We got an over-under at 51. And I think a Minnesota team that obviously had a brutal start, secondary couldn't stop anything. Teams throwing all over them, teams scoring all over them. Finally started to figure it out. We thought, maybe Minnesota can make a run in this in the NFC. They still have a little time. And then all of a sudden, a Dallas team that hasn't won in what's felt like years just comes in and beats Minnesota. And now we're back to, is Minnesota back down a peg? We don't know what the Vikings are. What I do know is that I obviously can't trust the Panthers. The Vikings coming off this loss to the Cowboys. Panthers defense, not great, but they have been playing decent. I still think Dalvin Cook could kind of get things going here. Dallas kept them in check, a little big fumble last week, but giving the Vikings winning this one at home with pretty much ease here. I think I can't see them losing 2 in a row, especially to a team at home that they're just better than. And I think Dalvin Cook has a big, big fantasy day. Give me the Vikings 27-17.
Yeah, Dalvin's got a big day, and I'm going to just keep her getting traded him.
You dumbass.
That being said, I don't know if my team would have done anything with him. I mean, least points for is not going to help anybody. But the Vikings are a weird team too because their defense really isn't good this year. It's been bad all year. They've played well when they play their game of run the ball and everything like that. But, Kirk Cousins is playing decent. You got to give him that. I think the Vikings win this game and they win by, I like them by 6 here because I just think they have way more to play for. The Panthers have played well, but PJ Walker, I don't know. I'm not sure if he can lead the way. Is Teddy playing? Do we know?
Teddy's playing.
I think he's playing. Yes.
That definitely helps the Panthers, but I still like the Vikings. They're playing well. Just a tough loss against a Dallas team that played really, really well last week. So give me Minnesota, and I like some points here. I will go 27-21.
Yeah, I'm with you guys here. I was against the Vikings last week, but I think I can't see them losing 2 straight games at home, especially when the little streak they went on and put themselves back in an attainable spot to make the playoffs. And playing this Panthers team, obviously the Panthers coming off a shutout win against the Lions at home with PJ Walker, who, by the way, looked pretty damn good. But now they get Teddy back. Still no McCaffrey. Fag. But
that's brutal.
Hey, he'll be back in playoff time, so that's all that matters.
Thielen, I think.
No, they already said it. Thielen's on COVID list, so we got to make sure he passes his test to play. But either way, I think the Vikings. I think, like you guys said, it's a massive Dalvin Cook game, and I think the Vikings desperate at home. I'll take them, and I'm with you, AT. I really like points in this one. I will take the Vikings 33-23.
Vikings all around. I like that. Now we get back to our boy Jake Luton here, huh?
No, he's not starting.
Yeah, no, Mike Glennon. Mike Glennon.
Oh, Mike fucking Glennon. Are you kidding me?
Big Mike Glennon start.
All right, every fucking quarterback in the NFL is a bear grade. Everybody's backed up or started for the fucking Bears. And none of them work.
So bad and so true, Gank.
But, all right, so Mike Glennon time in Jacksonville as they host the Browns here. Mike Glennon's getting 6.5 points at home here, over under 49.5. I can't believe he told me Mike Glennon's starting. I don't have much for this, other than the fact that I think Cleveland is just going to run the ball down the Jags' throat. And I think Cleveland just – I actually prefer Luton over Glennon. Glennon sucks. I don't know. I think that's the worst option the Jags could do. I have nothing on this game. Cleveland's going to blow them out if Mike Glennon's starting this game. Give me the Browns 27-10.
Yeah, again, I agree, man. I like the Browns this week. We've locked them on the show how many times, and they've just continually screwed us. From a Cody Parkey missed extra point to what, absurd weather in Chaz's overs. But
that's the worst.
I don't see Jacksonville scoring much against a good Cleveland Browns defense, and Baker won't have to do anything. They're just going to, like we said, run the ball with Chubb, who looks fantastic, by the way. So I like the Browns here. I like them to cover, and I don't really see this being much of a game. So similar score to you, Gank. I'll go 27-13 Cleveland.
Yeah, I almost have the same score as well. These Browns overs for me have just been horrific. Picked 2 overs for them, and there's like tropical storms in both games. So, that panned out. But, last 3 games for the Browns have all went under. I took 2 of them. So, good job, Chaz. But first road game for the Browns in 4 weeks, which kind of crazy to think about. But, this Jags team coming off it was Jake Luton, but they threw 4 picks last week. We've seen Mike Glennon play. Obviously, he's a backup for a reason. Obviously, he didn't get the start over Jake Luton to begin with for a reason. He is their last option. So they're home, but this Browns team 7-3, feeling themselves. They're back on the Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt train, and I expect both of them to have big games. So I'm with you guys. I like the Browns to get their 8th win, move to 8-3, and cover as well. I'll take them 27-14.
I just want to know what the fuck has Mike Glennon does in his career where they're like, you know what, this guy's the better option.
Well,
I've only seen 2-3 weeks of Luton, but he's never been worse than what Mike Glennon ever was.
Do you guys remember on Hard Knocks when Glennon was in Oakland and it was clear Gruden thought he was horrible? Like, so fucking bad.
The guy he's not a good quarterback, like at all. That's what I mean. I have not seen much from Lutton, but what I have seen from Lutton has been better than anything I've ever seen from Mike Glennon.
Hey, maybe we're just trying to continue to lose games and get a better draft pick.
Yeah.
It could be.
There's a reason Mike Glennon is the third string quarterback on the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are 1-9.
That's unbelievable that he's there. Speaking of the Raiders, though, here we go. And the Raiders, and if you look at this game before the season, I would tell you this would be a shocking line. But the Raiders are 3-point favorites on the road in Atlanta here. High over/under at 53.5. Chaz, how are you feeling about your Falcons this week?
Yeah, I love my Falcons normally, but actually, I'll say this: I love points in this one.
Yeah,
and I actually will take the Falcons to cover, but I'm going to take the Raiders to win. I mean, both of these teams obviously can score. The Raiders, if you exclude that game in Cleveland where it was like a tropical storm, like I said, where they gave up 6 points because they literally couldn't move the ball or kick field goals. The Raiders defense is giving up 30 points a game. Falcons defense is giving up 26 a game, and both of these offenses are obviously very good. So high over under 55.5, but I still like that. The Raiders, I mean, we saw it last week. They can hang with the Chiefs, and Chiefs are arguably the best team in the NFL. I think the Raiders are real. I think obviously the defense is what's going to hold them back, but this offense is going to score points. And the Falcons, I want to pick them to win this game, but just because of the Falcon team that we know, and Julio's not 100%, Gurley didn't practice today. So there's some injuries on that front, but I mean, just because the Falcons are, I mean, at the end of the day, they blow leads. I'll take the Raiders to win because they have more to play for. So I'll take the Raiders 34-33.
God, you want to talk about fun football, huh, AT?
that's a fucking thriller, baby.
That is what we call fun football on the show.
Dude, first of all, for the record, I was the only one that said Oakland would cover last week against the Chiefs, even though we didn't have a real line.
Fair enough.
And
That's fair. Dude,
for some reason, the Raiders I have picked pretty well this week. Like, I've locked them a few times. They've got me. I don't understand why it's only a 3-point game. I do get that the Falcons keep games close. Don't get me wrong. But are they going to stop the run? And the way Derek Carr is playing, I mean, they just went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs, like Chaz said. And whether it's a divisional game or not, they're legit. I think
toe-to-toe, and they beat them once, too.
Yeah. Like,
in Kansas City.
And they were one defensive stop away last week from beating him again.
Yeah, you know, if Holmes wasn't Patrick fucking Mahomes, but, you know, unbelievable.
Or if you cover Travis Kelce.
I mean, the defense doesn't know how to cover.
You could cover Travis Kelce in the end zone.
Did you see those memes of just like 40 yards? Yeah.
It's like only Mahomes can make this throw.
Yeah.
The guy's wide open.
I like the Raiders here. I think they're feeling really good after a very close win or a very close loss against the Chiefs team. That's very good. So I think they win here. I see them running all over the Falcons, and you know it's been nice. The Falcons have played pretty well under Raheem Morris, but I don't see it working this week. So give me Oakland 30-23.
Yeah, I'm torn on this because it's at a point where I 100% fully believe that the Raiders are a good football team. I believe they're a playoff team, and I believe that their offense is good enough where it wouldn't even shock me if they wanted to steal and win in a wild card round, depending on who they draw. But it's still the Raiders, and I watched this team for years. I don't know what I want to buy, and I've watched the Falcons too much too recently to the point where I think the Falcons are actually going to win this game at home. I think we're going to see an old-fashioned shootout here. I think we're going to see a Falcon team. I think we're going to see the Falcon team we've seen 2-3 years ago where this offense is a click on all cylinders against this Raiders defense. And when it's all said and done, like I said, I'm expecting shootout, and I just expect the Falcons to outscore them. I'm not even going to go a higher scoring game than Chaz. I'm going to go Falcons 38-35.
Go. Let's go.
Jeez, I got Derek Carr on 2 of my benches in fantasy. I guess it's start him, huh?
I mean, who are their other quarterbacks in these leagues?
It's over Brady and Watson. So obviously Brady's been struggling, but he has those games where he just puts up 30.
Who did the Bucks play again this week?
Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
Chiefs. I start Derek Carr over Deshaun Watson.
He's playing Detroit.
Oh, he's playing the
That's true.
I'm considering starting him over Brady, but
What did Watson put up last week?
Oh, he had like 30.
Here's the thing. I just think it's automatic. Obviously, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but I think it's almost automatic that Mahomes and Brady are going to trade punches too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So
I think that game it doesn't. I think that game doesn't matter how good the defenses are, what the quarterbacks play. But
I agree.
my theory with the Carr game here, though, is I'm not surprised. I think Houston actually has a better shot at running away with it against Detroit than Oakland would against Atlanta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If Houston runs away with it, you got more on the ground. But, I mean, you're in a good situation. You got 3 good matchups no matter how you look at it with those leagues. Let's get to your Bills, Adam.
My Bills.
Oh, you got your Bills and your Dolphins back-to-back games coming up now. But right now, we'll do your Bills at home. 5.5-point favorites over the Chargers. Over-unders 52.5. How you feeling about Josh Allen and the boys?
So I saw this line, and I like the Bills to win, and I like them to cover. I wouldn't be shocked if the Chargers found a way to cover the 5.5 points because I do think it's a lot for a Bills team that plays down to teams' levels. But the Chargers defense almost blew the lead against the Jets last. Like they gave up almost 30 points to the Jets, and that's very alarming to me. And Herbert, that guy made some throws to Keenan Allen, my boy, who just
massive game,
unbelievable, bro. So like I love the points in this game. I mean, over under I got 52.5, so it makes sense. But I see the Bills just winning by a touchdown here. And Herbert's going to have a big day, but I just don't trust the Chargers defense enough to keep this game close. So, fun football game. Give me 35-28 Buffalo.
We love fun football games on the show. Let's go. That's some of the heaviest points I think Adam's picked on the show all year.
Yeah, no, it is. Definitely.
Almost ever. But Adam, I'm with you in terms where I do think this is going to be a fun game where we're going to get some points also. There's a handful of games where they get points this week. It's kind of exciting. I'm with you where I do think this is one of them. Where I'm against you is I do think the Chargers cover 5.5 here. I think it's a big number. The Bills' defense is just not kind of what I expected them to be start of the season. I thought they could be one of the better defenses in the league. Clearly, they haven't been. They haven't been brutal, but they haven't been the best either. And I think Justin Herbert has proven that this guy can get the ball downfield. I mean, the guy's throwing for pretty much almost 300 yards every time we watch him play. He's to get the ball downfield. He's to keep the Chargers in this game. I'm also to go back to something that you said too, Adam, is that when it's all said and done, when it's late in the game, the Chargers just blow it. They can't find a way to win. And I think that's what's going to happen here. Buffalo's going to find a way to win this one at home. But the Chargers will have a lead, and they might even have a lead in the fourth quarter holding on until the Bills steal it late. However, give me the Bills to win this game. 5.5 is too big of a spread, though, because the Chargers and Justin Herbert are going to be able to keep up and score their points. And when that's the case, I just think 5.5 is too much. Give me the Bills to win, Chargers to cover 31-28.
Yeah, I'm with Gank here with the Chargers covering. So, I mean, I think people are going to look at last week and the Chargers didn't cover against the Jets. I mean, they were a 2-win team getting 8.5 points, which I mean, it wasn't shocking that they didn't cover that game. But the thing, I mean, the Chargers and Justin Herbert is the real deal, obviously. And this offense is going to put up points. 5.5 is, I think it's a very big number for a team that they have 7 losses, and every loss they've had has been a 1-score game. 8 points has been the most they've lost by. I'm sorry. And I mean, they have a couple 1-point losses, a couple threes. Like they keep games close because they can score. And this Bills team, I'm with Gank. The defense isn't what we thought before the year. And I will take the Bills to win, but because of the Chargers and Justin Herbert, I think the game stays close like it always does with them. I'll take the Bills 28-24.
I'm pretty sure Herbert's like on track to have the best rookie season ever or something like that.
It might be.
It's something like
How
that.
many touchdowns does he have? Do you even know off the top of your head?
I don't.
I don't know. I know he missed one game or 2 games did he start? I forget which 2 he missed.
Yeah, because I think Baker has the rookie touchdown record with 27.
Yep. I'm pretty sure that's
Which
right.
is the number Daniel Jones was going to break last year if he didn't miss the 2 games that Eli played with injury.
You got to think Herbert's on track to beat that.
And I don't know an exact number, but something's telling me he's probably on track to beat that. Yeah.
He has 22 touchdowns.
No,
Stop.
he's going to shatter that.
Holy shit.
20.
He's going to throw at least 33. He's got 11 more than him easily. Oh, he's going to shatter that.
Man, he is legit.
He's unbelievable. Talk about a good.
He was, when we did our fantasy draft, he was the one rookie quarterback I wanted to get to put on the bench.
I mean,
Federa snagged him earlier than I thought he would have went. And, I mean, obviously he was right. Look at what he's doing, but
bro.
he was the guy I wanted.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard with those like Pac-10, Pac-12 or whatever guys. Like, you just never know if they're really going to play well in the NFL. Sure enough, Herbert's.
It's almost at a point where it's hard enough with anyone for that, too. You don't know what they're going to do in the NFL anymore. Quarterback position, anyway, I should say.
Yep.
Adam, let's stick to our AFC East here because there they go first again because now we got your Dolphins, who are 6.5-point road favorites against the Jets, over under 44.5. Fading your Dolphins or
give me
eat
the
them?
Fins.
Keep eating them.
Listen, I gotta say, you guys both called that game to a T last week of the Broncos. I literally almost exactly what happened. Both of you said he took a step back to was just not ready to play in Denver. I should have known Vic Fangio would have had that ready to go. Silly me. But I think there's a bounce back week for Tua this week, and the Dolphins for that matter. I'm surprised it's only 6.5. Maybe that's just me. Because the Jets, I mean, yeah, they kept it close last week, but they're horrible. I don't even know if they're going to win a game this year. And when they're playing a really good defense like the Dolphins, I don't see it. Because even the Dolphins D played well last week, too. It just played really, really bad. So with that being said, I'm not going to look too much into this. I'm going to take the Fins. I think their defense shows up and the Jets struggle scoring points, similar to that Rams game a couple weeks ago. And I like the Fins 24-10.
Yeah, Adam, I'm actually with you on this one, too. I do think the Fins bounce back big here. I think their defense is too good. Talking about the Jets, make fun of the Jets. What I'm not talking about is how Joe Flacco, had a pretty damn good game against the Patriots and did not have the worst game against the Chargers last week. Low-key kind of playing well. However,
You get with Big Joe.
Exactly. Is he elite? Still a question. He's
Super Bowl
making that a
MVP,
question
baby.
still. But with that said, this Dolphin team might be one of the better defenses he faced. Adam, similar to how he called Tua taking a step down going to Denver, I think the Dolphins are going to take Joe Flacco on a step down here. The Dolphins are just a better team. I think they bounce back big here, and I'm with you, Adam. Give me the Dolphins. Winning this one on the road, over-under is 44.5. I think it's a little lower scoring. I got the Dolphins 21-13.
Yeah, all on the Fins this week. I locked the Broncos last week. Obviously, that panned out, but I thought it was funny. Before last week, Tua said that playing in this league wasn't as hard as he thought, and then he followed up by getting benched. So, good job, Tua. With that being said, though, I think he bounces back. And like you said, the defense last week gave up 20 points. I mean, not horrible. And, I mean, now they play the Jets who, they scored a lot of points last week. They kept it close against the 2-7 Chargers who aren't very good on defense. But I think this is a bounce-back game for the Dolphins. I said it last week. I thought it was just a bad spot for them. Still a believer in them in the season long. And I think this is a game, kind of a get-right game, get back on track, get to his confidence back up. And I think Tua plays well. So I'll take the Fins to win pretty easily. Just like you guys, I'll take him 27-14.
All on the Fins, baby.
Fins up.
Love that.
Let's go.
Let's go, Fins up. Now we get to the game of the week.
Yeah, you can talk about it. I'm good.
All right, I got this one. Giants and Cincy here. Giants 5.5-point road favorites over under 43. Obviously, number as big as it is due to the Joe Burrow injury, as very unfortunate as that was for Cincy. Be honest, that's a brutal blow. I mean, I still don't know if I'm sold on Burrow, but I understand why people are starting to buy into him, why Cincy fans are getting hype, and it's just not a way you want to see a rookie season end. And now I'm going to be the asshole because I'm saying that to open the door wide open for a Giant team that is hands down the best team in the NFC East right now. And I don't even think it's to question. This team is kind of starting to figure it out. I'll go as crazy as saying that I think the Giants might even steal a playoff win this year at home. Yeah. That's the reaction I needed from Adam right there. The blank
Who the fuck are they beating?
Who they beating?
What's that? Who are they beating?
Yeah. They beating the Packers? No, the Packers win the NFC North.
Packers will win the division.
They're going to play the Bucks, probably.
Here's my theory with the NFC East. Here's my
Probably
theory with the NFC East and the Giants. And, I mean, I get to the Saints. They're obviously not beating the Saints.
The Bucks.
Here's what I think.
Oh,
The Giants' defense is better than Seattle's defense. It's better than the Cardinals' defense. It's better than the Packers' defense. It's better than half these defenses that are up there in the playoff hunt. And the Giants face a Seattle, and which we'll see in a couple of weeks. Defense keeps them in line a little, and those defenses have been pretty damn brutal. Giants could find a way to score points because I think they're kind of hitting their stride. Let's be honest. I'll never bet the Giants win a playoff game this year. But I do think they have the best defense in the NFC East. I do think their offense has actually been getting better as the season's been going. I think that's somewhat been showing. And now, knock on wood, I don't want to jinx it, but, like, I'm going to call it a break with this Burrow injury. And when it's all said and done, I was picking the Giants to win this game anyway. I do think 2 weeks to prepare for the Bengals. They come out ready to go. This Giant team, I think, is starting to buy into Joe Judge heavy. I think they are the best team in the NFC East. I will only say that due to the fact that Dak Prescott does have that ankle injury. I did think Dallas would have kind of figured it out throughout a long season, especially the way Dak was playing, that they would have found a way. But they also called a break with that. So I think the Giants go in the NFC East. I think they bounce back. I think they win this game. I think they cover the spread, giving the Giants 27-17.
There was a lot that went on there. Where do I begin now? Let's all right. Well, first of all, gang, with the whole, by and far the best team in the NFC East, the team of the division of 3 wins. Let's not get crazy. But yeah, I mean, do they probably have the best roster? Yeah, I would agree with that with Dak hurt. But I mean, I think they're going to win this game. I think they win by a touchdown. I agree. They're going to cover here. Especially the Bengals. I don't even know who's starting. It's not the guy Finn. It's the other.
Brandon Allen.
Yeah, it's another guy.
Yeah.
Who that is.
That's all you need to know about Ryan Finley.
Yeah, wow.
I'm pretty sure this is going to be his 4th career start, they said.
Yeah, he was 1-2 at Denver.
Yeah.
Started with Denver.
In 2019, yeah.
I would not know. Either way, I mean, yeah, I just don't see the Bengals have weapons offensively, but without Burrow, they're hurting. They're a different team. He's the type of guy that at least gives them hope to win some games. So I like the Giants to win here. I think their defense really shows up. They moved to a whopping 4-7. Is that correct, Gank?
That'll be it.
All right. And yeah, I mean, no.
But
What?
don't forget, they get to 4-7. That's on a 3-game win streak.
Okay. Well, I guess that yeah. All right. Fair enough. I mean, dude, maybe they.
Which is about as good as the Bears have been all year.
I agree. You'll hear 0. I said from day one, even though they're 5-1, the Bears fucking suck.
It's true.
You'll hear nothing from me. But I mean, steal a playoff win, that's a little crazy because of how good the 5 seed will be. But either way, yeah, they win here, they cover here. And yeah, Joe Judge, I like where they're at. So give me the Giants, kind of an ugly game, 23-13.
Yeah, I'm with you guys again. And I'm with Gank. I was probably going to take the Giants in this game either way. Obviously, Burrow sucks he got hurt because, he was having a good season. And I think this is an injury that for the Bengals is kind of just like the final straw. They had some momentum with keeping games close, seeing what they had on offense. Obviously, T. Higgins is having a huge year for their first rookie season. They were able to put up points. The defense is not good, but they were able to put up points and keep games close. Then Ryan Finley came in last week, NC State guy. Obviously, like I said, all we need to know about him, because they're starting Brandon Allen, who they just signed. So obviously they have no confidence in him. Brandon Allen, 4th career start. And I mean, Giants coming off a bye in the NFC East race. I'll take them. They're playing good football. And I'll take the G-men to make it 3 in a row. I'll take them 24-10. Also no Gio Bernard if he doesn't play.
Oh, man, my boy.
I mean, that's another massive loss. So I like
That
the
stuff. Jazz, we're off to your favorite team, buddy.
Oof.
Tennessee Titans. Titans beating Baltimore. Now they're coming on the road. Underdogs again, +3. And then the over-under 51.5. And Chaz, I'm still with you where I'm not like – I am not completely bought into the Titans, but I'm bought in enough. I've had a weird feeling for the Titans. Don't buy it completely, but I'm bought in enough where I still think there's enough people that don't buy into them. They're getting somewhat disrespected. So I'm going to tell you right now, Tennessee's going to come into Indianapolis and win this game outright. Derrick Henry's going to find a way to have a game. I mean, Colts defense that we raved about, you can't score against them. I mean, Cleveland found a way to put up almost 30 points against them. We've seen Aaron Rodgers find a way. Tennessee has enough of a balanced offensive attack where I think they're going to find a way to score against Indy, whether it's Derrick Henry on the ground or if it opens it up for Ryan Tannehill. Tannehill's done enough there. Something about this Tennessee team where I'm slowly actually buying into very heavy. I think they go into Indy. I think they win this game outright. Give me the Titans 24-21.
Jazz, you can go ahead before me.
All right. I mean, it was the same exact script last week that they used to beat the Ravens in the playoff game. I'm still not bought into the Titans though. I mean, obviously Derrick Henry's a beast, but I think this spot against the Colts. I mean, obviously we saw the Colts win last week. They tried to blow it at the end, and they got the fumble, which is a little lucky. Stuck for our locks because if Packers could have won, could have gave us another win. But I think the Colts, their defense hasn't played as great as we have thought they were. The over is hitting the 5 of the last 6 Colt games, which is kind of surprising when you think of that defense. But the one was against the Titans 2 weeks ago, and they had a block punt to make that game go over. I actually like the under in this. I mean, the line's at 51.5. I think that's a lot of points for a divisional game. Especially with this Colts defense at home. So I really like the under here. I'm going to take the Colts to win because I'm just still not bought into the Titans. Obviously, it was a big win for them last week against the Ravens. And that formula that they used last week is how they won the playoffs. So if they continue with that and it's successful, I mean, then, prove me wrong. But I'll take the Colts to win. I mean, they beat the Titans down in Tennessee. And now they get him at home in a huge game, so I'll take the Colts 24-20.
Yeah, Chaz, I'm right there with you with a lot of what you said. I do like the under in this game because I think Indy's defense will show up. I mean, they gave up a lot of points to a Packers offense that really no one's been able to stop necessarily. So I'm not concerned about that. And I think this is a weird matchup for the Titans because the Colts have an ability to take Derrick Henry out of it, I think. And if you can do that, the Titans can absolutely be beat. And they killed them last time, and we all picked the Titans, right? And then the Colts blew them out, I think. Oh, yeah.
That was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
The Gonzo pick.
The Gonzo pick, and Chaz was not pleased with it, yeah.
Yeah, but then we knew Gonzo had a win coming the following week, so it's also not the worst.
No surprise. But no, I like the Colts here. I'm buying them. Gank, possible bet here. Early leader. I would 100% bet Tennessee. All right.
Because I'm telling you right now, I pick locks first and Tennessee +3s in my locks.
Well, so. I tell you right now, I don't like it. But that being said, I'm taking the Colts to win here. The Titans, I don't think they can come back like they did last week, which is a whole nother story against the Colts. So Colts win. I do like the under as well. Give me 24-17 Indy.
All right, here's the unfortunate Thanksgiving Day move right here with the Ravens Steelers. Chaz, you say you're happy, so you don't have to worry about Thanksgiving getting ruined. But let's be honest, it was the best game of that day coming into it. Push back to 1:15. NBC still getting theirs, I'm guessing. Do you say you're still on NBC?
1:15 kickoff on NBC. It's a national game. Yep.
Nice.
We love that. You kind of love to see that. That's big stuff. Good job, NBC and NFL, for finding that own little slot for it. But now you have your Ravens, Chaz. 4-point dogs on the road, obviously, in Pittsburgh. Over under 44.5. How are you feeling about your boys this week?
Yeah, I mean, Adam was there when these two teams played the first time, and I was very vocal about that the Ravens had to win that game because going Thanksgiving night into Pittsburgh, they weren't winning. Obviously now, I mean, the Ravens coming off a bad loss to New England, a bad loss to the Titans, and now a lot of the team is COVID. 3 defensive starters, 2 starting O-linemen, JK and Ingram. Not a great recipe to go beat the undefeated Steelers. And I'm gonna be realistic here. They're not obviously who we thought they were. I've called the Titans frauds all year, and the Titans went in there and beat them. So, I mean, the Ravens just simply aren't the team that we thought they were. They obviously aren't the team that they were last year. And I'm going to pick the Steelers to win. And 4 obviously is a big number with these two teams because every game is close. But I'm still going to take the Steelers to cover this. I think the Steelers, because of this move, are even more mad because they got screwed over once again with COVID. Getting flexed out of the home game for Thanksgiving. I think the Steelers come ready to play. And, I mean, I just don't see this Ravens team down a lot of starters being able to keep this game close, unfortunately. So, happy it's off Thanksgiving because my Thanksgiving will be better, but my Sunday will not be brutal. So I'll take the Steelers to win 24-16.
Yeah, Chaz. I mean, for the fans watching, our little group chat was blowing up during that game on Sunday with the Ravens and the Titans. I mean, something's off in Baltimore. Maybe they're not buying Lamar. Maybe it's something, but they just don't seem to have that fire that they played with last year. And yes, they've had a tough schedule, but I mean, like we talked about, that's a game that defense should have put away. I mean, you can't let them drive down the field twice, tie the game, and then in overtime, run for a 40-yard touchdown. So I don't know. I think their problems are a lot bigger than Lamar. So I think he's going to get a lot of the blame, like quarterbacks always do, and he got a little bit too much credit maybe last year. That being said, the 4 points, I could see Baltimore losing by a field goal here, but I'm going to take the Steelers to win. I'm going to take them to cover. I wouldn't be shocked if the Ravens found a way to cover this spread, though. I do like some points. I'll go 28-21 Pittsburgh.
You guys know me. I'm not going to bash Lamar this week. Everybody knows how I feel about Lamar. With that said, coming into this game, I don't think it's this week. I don't think Pittsburgh's 16-0 good. They might go 16-0. I don't think they're 16-0 good. This may be the week to lose. However, when it's all said and done, I think Pittsburgh's going to squeak this one out at home. But this is a field goal rate game. I'm going to take the Ravens to cover the 4 points. I actually don't think Lamar plays terrible. I think this might be one of his better, big game matchups he ever plays this week coming up. And the score may not show it, because I think it's going to go back to the old-fashioned way they play. Over-under is 44.5. My score is going to have it over by the half a point. You see where I'm going with the basic score here. But do think the Ravens cover. I do think Lamar actually keeps them in it. I just don't think it's enough because as good as both these defenses are, I just still trust Pittsburgh's a little more, especially at home here. Give me the Steelers 24-21.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar had 4 turnovers last time these two teams played. Now he's got to go.
He ain't going to do that again.
No, exactly.
As bad as bad against these games, he ain't going to do that again.
They also have a lead marketing that they blew. So,
Yeah.
You can't got to come ready to play. It's pretty much what it comes down to.
Let's get to one of the hottest teams in football here. The New Orleans Saints on the road in Denver. Saints 6.5-point road favorites, over under 43.5. I feel like I picked the Broncos a lot to cover, and I'm going to do it again at home. If the Broncos are ever getting this many points at home, it's hard for them not to pick. Due to the fact, similar story last week, it's just tough going to Denver. Like, it's not even a fan thing. It's literally an air thing. It is physically tough, not even a mental thing, physically tough to just go into Denver and just play at your best. We kind of saw that last week, and I'm expecting it this week. Drew Brees obviously ain't coming. Is he coming back this season even? Does anybody know this?
Yeah. I think he can, yeah. Like, he should. I mean,
he can this season.
He's only on the IR for 3 weeks, so he could be back in 2 weeks.
I don't know. Collapse lung just sounds more serious. With that said, Taysom Hill, what you did against Atlanta's defense, it's not going to be as easy as it is against Denver defense, especially on the road. Denver's a team, too, that, if they actually want to get hot and win a couple more in a row, all of a sudden they're 6-6, and they're going to be saying, why not us down the final month of the season? Like, why can't we win a few more games and maybe get our foot in the door? And this is a game they're catching a break with Drew Brees hurt here that they can win at home. It's not going to be as easy for Taysom Hill. I do think the Saints are too hot. I think they're going to find a way to win just because I do think they're slightly better than Denver. But I tell you what, Saint fans, this one's a nail-biter for you. I think you guys squeaked this one out at the end. Give me the Saints to win, Broncos to cover 21-20.
Wow, 21-20 is a close one. No, gang, I agree, man. You guys were right about Denver last week, like I said earlier in the show. And Taysom Hill, I thought he looked okay. I don't think he played as well as everyone's giving him. Like, everyone's kind of blowing him up and played all right, but I didn't think he played that great. He made some bad throws, and he just beat a Falcons team that really the Saints defense played fantastic and has been playing great. So kudos to them. But I don't think there's going to be a lot of points. I think this is an ugly game to watch. The Saints squeak by, like you said. But Denver, they got some talent, man. And I think they're 4-6, right? Like, they're not a horrible football team. So you got to give them credit.
4-6, yes.
Yeah, like, they're still playing. They have a few good wins. So
that's what I mean. They win a couple in a row. You're 6-6.
Yeah, I don't think they're scared of any team, especially at home, like you said. So the Saints, I think, win by a field goal, but 6.5 is too many, especially in Denver. So similar score to you, Gank. I'll go 23-20 New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm with you guys again. I'm on the Denver train once again, and I think, like Gank said, going into Denver is not easy to win. Obviously, the Saints are on a big win streak. Taysom Hill last week played well. I'm with you, AT. I don't think he played amazing. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He didn't throw one. So, if you can limit him on the ground, make him beat you in the air, like, I'll take that chance all day. At the end of the day, I think they win this game because they're the better team. But 6.5 is a lot of points, and it's that same number, that 6.5 and 7 number, like I said last week with the Cowboys. That 6.5 and 7 number just seems to be hitting this year for the underdog. And a lot of the times the underdog is winning the game outright, like we saw the Cowboys, like we saw the Niners against Eagles. Like, it's kind of a trend this year, so I think it stays here. I like the Broncos to cover a lot this year, or I've liked them to cover a lot this year. And I think this is, once again, a good spot for them getting 6.5. So I'm with you guys. I think it's too many points. But at the end of the day, I'll take the Saints just to make one more play than the Broncos. I'll take them 21-17.
And speaking of your 6.5 points for Edge, Chaz, that we're talking about, we got another one right after it now. In division here, too, San Fran traveling to LA to play the Rams. The Rams 6.5-point favorites at home. Over under 45.5. I'm going to be on the Rams in this one. To be honest, a Ram team that, Adam, I'll give you credit. You kind of been in on more than the others this year. I expected more from the Rams this year. I didn't expect this more. This Rams defense, they're, as far as I know, number 1 in the NFL. They're playing great. And offense that still has some question marks. We think 2 years ago on this Super Bowl team, Sean McVay couldn't do anything wrong on offense. So if this offense ain't clicking on all cylinders, it's unfortunate for Sean McVay, but he gave us every reason to question him because we're used to seeing that 2 years ago. However, you got a number one defense, and the offense is starting to figure it out a little bit better than they did last year again, coming their old ways. And I think the Rams are bouncing back against a Niner team I believe they lost to this year, didn't they?
Yeah, you guys are both on him. I think one of you locked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think one of us did. Yeah.
They lost 24-16, yeah.
It ain't going to happen twice. The Rams are playing great right now. Big game Monday night going to Tampa Bay and win like that. And I think they just keep riding off of this. They're in a tight division. You have every reason to, want to play and try and win this game. Rams are simply the better team. Unfortunate for the 49ers to be as banged up as they have been all year. But give me the Rams winning this one at home with a little bit of ease. I'll take the Rams 27-20.
Yeah. I mean, I like you guys know I've been big on the Rams all year. I mean, their secondary is legit, dude. I mean, anytime you're making Tom Brady look like that, that's impressive. Jalen Ramsey is so good at football. That guy can just flat out play. But the 6.5 scares me a little bit. I'll take the Rams to cover here, and I think that they will win. I wouldn't be shocked if the Niners found a way to cover that 6.5 spread. So I don't love it, but I just don't see the Niners with Nick Mullins scoring enough to keep this game close. And with the Rams defense playing that well, I think they come in and they take care of business. So I don't love the points in this game, but I think the Rams find a way to win pretty easily. So give me 24-13 LA.
Yeah, I'm with you guys again, and I just said that about the 6.5 and 7 number, but I've seen enough from the Rams last 2 weeks, and I mean, I'll be honest, I wasn't on them to start the year. AT, you've been on them all year. Good call by you. They look legit. That defense is unbelievable, and I mean, they just beat the Seahawks at home, who obviously the Seahawks defense isn't great, but they just went into Tampa Bay, who was the NFC favorite just a few weeks ago, and I mean, the Niners. We haven't seen anything that gives us confidence to take them with the points with Nick Mullins under center. It does sound like they're possibly getting some weapons back. Mostert's getting activated off IR. Don't know if full play. Deebo Samuel has a shot to play, so they might have some offensive weapons, but I think the Rams here at home, already losing to the Niners once this year, I think they continue their role here, and I'll take them to cover. I'll take the Rams 28-17.
Let's go Rams, huh?
Dude, their defense is legit.
Oh, so good.
Legit.
Now we get to arguably the biggest game of the week here, Kansas City and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay 3.5-point home dogs here. High over-under at 55.5, and everybody knows I've been on Kansas City all year. Got the team winning the Super Bowl. Still do. With that said, I've seen some questions in the Kansas City defense. I hate to do it, but I think Kansas City's going to lose again this year, and this seems like the game that makes sense that they're going to lose again this year. Tampa Bay coming off the loss at home. I think Tom Brady bounces back. I think he's having a little more success against this Kansas City defense than he did against Los Angeles. He's going to find a way to score points. I think he keep up with Mahomes in this one. I'm looking forward to a fun shootout here, but when it's all said and done, I think Tom Brady and this Tampa Bay offense is going to find a way to get a little bit more done at home here than what Kansas City does. Give me the Buccaneers 33-30.
Gank picking against the Chiefs, huh? You don't see that every day. Yeah, Gank, I agree, man. First of all, like you said, I was going to say it immediately, Tom Brady off a loss. Very dangerous. That being said, some of the coaching decisions, and they've been giving Arians a lot of heat, and I think fairly so. They don't run the ball. Every time they run the ball, they win the game. Ronald Jones, motherfucker, puts up 30 points, put 200 yards rushing, and then they run him like 6 times the next game. That doesn't make any sense to me. Either way, I think the Bucs are going to come out and win this game because they'll lose to teams that have good defenses like we've seen. But if you don't have a good defense, Brady and that offense is going to really have a day. So I think they run the ball. They keep the clock on their side, keep Mahomes off the field. Brady has just a typical Brady, just kind of chip away, long drives and keep Mahomes off the field. So give me Tampa Bay to win. I don't love the points as much. I will go 27-24 Tampa.
Yeah, I'm shocked Ganks against the Chiefs too. I figured you'd be back on the Brady train, AT. Yep. And I'm usually back on the Brady train too, but I'm actually going to take the Chiefs here. Not by much, but my biggest thing is this Bucs defense we've talked about all year, that their defense has been good, and they just got picked apart by Jared Goff, and I mean picked apart. He did anything he wanted to against that defense, and now he gets Patrick Mahomes coming in. I'm a little scared of what he could do to that defense coming off that bad of a showing. It is tough to pick against Tom Brady off a loss at home. It's not something I do usually, but this Chiefs team and Patrick Mahomes, I mean, it's the best team in football, arguably, like I said before. I'll take the Chiefs by half a point here, but not with any confidence. We'll just sit back and enjoy this football game. I'll take the Chiefs 31-27.
This should be – that's
gonna be a fun football game.
I mean,
that's good stuff. Sunday night. Sunday going into the night game. Yeah. Your game, Adam.
Oh boy.
How about this? Your Bears, the ones 3-0 and 5-1 Bears, now 8.5-point underdogs. To the Packers on the road here.
They're in trouble, man.
Adam, Bears fan, but smart Bears fan that knows that Aaron Rodgers is fucking Aaron Rodgers, can do anything he wants to your team. So how are you feeling about Aaron Rodgers playing at home? Prime time, coming off a tough overtime loss.
I don't love it. We'll put it that way. I don't love it. No. So first of all, I think Mitch might get the start, boys. It's looking. I don't think Foles will be healthy.
I think that's a better thing.
Yeah,
I think that's a better thing.
Bro, I mean, you can't argue with the fact that Foles it's not working. You've given him 7 games and it's just not working offensively. They're not on the same page with Nagy and him, and they looked better with Mitch, which is sad but true. 8.5 points, I think, is a lot because the Bears defense can contain Rodgers slightly, and I don't think they'll be able to run the ball as much. I don't think that's a biased thing. I think that's just kind of the fact that the Bears D at least can play coming off a bye as well. And this is such a big game for them that I think they keep it close. I do think they cover, actually. They're going to lose. They're not going to win. But it's just Rodgers is going to make a play over Mitch or Foles, whoever the hell the Bears have at quarterback, to win it, I think, in the end. And the Packers winning a heartbreaker yet again. So I don't think there's going to be many points here, but I like Green Bay, and I like them 24-20.
I lost gang, but yeah, no, I'm
here.
I think the Packers are going to win. And 8.5. As soon as I saw this, I was like, that is so much. But I feel like we've just been on the Bears every week, and I refuse to take them again. So I'm going to take the Pack to cover. Like Gang said, Aaron Rodgers at home, off a loss, tough loss obviously with the fumble. They make that comeback, and then they get the ball first. You think that game's over? I just don't. I mean, we've seen this Bears offense try to score points, and they just don't. That stat that I sent you guys before, I forget what it was exactly, but if you score a touchdown in the first half, their record is like they almost don't lose.
Yeah, 19-3 or something, right?
Yeah, so if they can score a touchdown in the first half, maybe they keep this game close. Maybe they can pull an upset here. But I mean, the Pack, I just don't see them losing 2 games in a row, and I think they're going to be a little pissed off here coming home prime time. I'll take Rodgers. I'll take him 28-17.
Yeah, I don't know. I think 8.5 is just too many points in this game. Honestly, the Tigers are going to win this game, and
we're suckers for the Bears.
They're going to win this game. And here's the thing: I think the Bears actually score points in this game. Unfortunately, it's not enough. But 8.5 is too much. I do think the Bears defense. You see Aaron Rodgers enough. They slow him down somewhat, but you're obviously not slowing down Aaron Rodgers enough. I don't have much on this game, or that it's a division game. 8.5 is too much. Bears keep it close. They're able to score against a terrible Pack defense, but Aaron Rodgers does more. Give me the Packers 28-21.
You guys will like this. So I'm sitting there with my dad watching the Colts Packers game, and I'm like, Dad, I'm pretty pissed that the Packers lost, honestly, because I know they're going to win now against the Bears. And my dad stops and just goes, Adam, Packers were going to win either way, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
And he's just 100% right.
That's the case.
It's the truth, man. In Green Bay, I mean, I don't know when the last time they won in Green Bay is. I couldn't tell you. So
yeah,
that's
the truth.
Yeah, it's just Aaron Rodgers off a loss, just like a Brady off a loss. It's a bad recipe. So.
Right. You're not wrong. At least you know Aaron Rodgers is just like.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just Rodgers.
Remember that time the Bears were up like 21-0 the Packers, and Aaron Rodgers came out and beat them in the second half.
Khalil Mack's first game.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, I remember that.
All right, now we got Seattle in Philly here. Monday Night Football. Philly 5-point underdogs at home. Over under 50. Kind of said my thoughts about the NFC East. You know, I'm actually big on my Giants, trying to find a way that I think they kind of win this division now. That said, I picked against one of my Super Bowl teams. I got KC in the Super Bowl. I picked against them this week. It is what it is. I still like them to get to the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. I'm not picking against two of my Super Bowl teams this week. I think Seattle kind of continues to stay hot. Philly's a dumpster fire. Like I'm talking about the NFC East and how confident I am the Giants are going to win. I'm definitely going to stick against them. I'm just going to stick with Seattle as my Super Bowl pick, too. I think everything just lines up where I'm going to take Russell Wilson in prime time, winning this one easily. Give me the Seahawks 28-17 on the road here Monday night.
Yeah, Gank, I agree. I think the Seahawks coming off a bye too, right?
No, they had the Thursday night game.
Thursday night. Okay, Thursday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday night. But they do have extended rest against this Philly team.
Yeah.
Thursday night into Monday night. So they even have an extra day.
Yeah,
But
That's bad news for Philly, who, I mean, I have defended Carson Wentz. I've been one of those people that defend him because I think he is legit and can win a Super Bowl. But, I mean, some of the plays he made last week, you're just like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? I mean, how can you even, and like they're talking about Doug Peterson knows that benching him isn't going to do anything. Like, you got to live and die with him. But I just don't know what's up there. Something's going on, whether he's not happy in Philly or whatever. And you look at a Russell Wilson Seahawks team, it's the exact opposite. I mean, a guy that's just playing out of his mind and a well-coached team that's going to come ready to play. I can see a lot of points in this game. I understand why the over-under's at 50. But I like the Seahawks by a touchdown, and Philly has shown me no reason to think that they will cover the spread. So I'll go some points, but give me a 31-24 Seattle.
Yeah, as much as Philly has not given me a reason, I'm actually going to take him to cover here. And it's, Philly
Chaz.
Yeah, honestly, every time the Seahawks come to Philly, I want to take the Birds, and I really never do. But I think 5 points here. We obviously know their schedule is brutal going forward. Primetime game here, and this could be Carson Wentz playing for his job. I told you guys before the show, Doug Peterson was just non-committal, about Carson Wentz moving forward. And, I mean, he's played bad. He's played really bad this year. It's been a steady decline since his almost MVP year in 2017 before he got hurt. But this Philly team, I mean, they get Zach Ertz back, which is a boost. But I said a few weeks ago when the Seahawks were going to Buffalo that Josh Allen wasn't playing great, and it was a good chance for him to get right because this defense is so bad, and that's exactly what he did. If there's a game that Carson Wentz can get it going and this Eagles offense can get it going a little bit, it's definitely this defense coming across country. I know they've had 10 or 11 days to prepare, but I think an Eagles team that is desperately in need of a win is going to come ready to play. And like I said, Wentz is playing almost for his job. So I'll take the Seahawks to win in the end. I'm not going to take the Eagles to win, although I honestly wouldn't be shocked, but I'll take the Hawks 28-24.
As long as the Hawks win, I'm fine with it. But as a Giant fan.
They were also saying, which is a good point, that there's probably not a player in the league that is the team is as invested in as Carson Wentz with the Eagles. When you think about the draft plus the money on top of it, like they gave up a lot
They did
go up and get Carson Wentz with the second pick, and then they also just paid him $130 million.
Yeah.
So you have both. So like he's not playing well. So like if you put him on the bench, there's $30 million sitting on the bench. Like it's a lot. So they really need him to pan out.
Yeah. Well, I got news for you. He won't.
No, I know.
I think he's got to go.
And I think they've come to that realization.
I'm with Adam. Yeah.
They've come to that realization that he's not, but they're in this spot now. But they take Hurts this past draft in the second round. He's waiting on the bench, and you have this quarterback that you were just wrong about.
Bad situation, Philly.
Sounds like Chicago.
Which sounds like good. I mean, it's just good radio.
It is. Oh, it's great radio. I've learned
Yeah.
that.
Phillies doesn't really like Wentz, huh? They're not.
They don't like him at all. They want
They used to.
half.
Now they hate
They
him.
used to love him. Some of them still do.
No, they hate
Most of them hate.
Yeah.
Some of them don't
Yeah.
hate him.
Yeah, most of
Adam, what are we betting?
What did we disagree on, Gank? I feel like there wasn't that much.
Was it the Colts Titans or was it something else?
That might have been the only. We disagreed on Buffalo Chargers, I think, but
Was that the one we talked about? There was one we talked about that we said like.
you said you wanted
them.
Titans.
Colts.
Well, I'm not sure if I want that given. Let's hold on. Let me look through the
I'll take the Chargers too.
Yeah, we actually agreed on most games this week. Did you pick the Falcons to cover?
I did. Pick the Falcons to win outright. I'll take that also.
Wow. Yeah, give me the Raiders. You want to do that one?
I'll take that.
Okay. I don't really want.
Falcons, huh?
I don't really want.
Falcons, huh? Come on, Chazzy.
Love it.
Let's get going.
Titans, Colts could go. I mean, those teams, I feel like I have no idea what's coming. So
All right. Now it's time for locks. Let's get the winning week, boys. I got to go first, so hopefully I can do this right and get us started. I actually got my 3 written down. This is rare. I've written down my list of 5. I got my 3 that I know I'm taking, and I'm going back to what I said mid-show. Tennessee +3 is going to be the start. Try locking it against you. Adam couldn't. Next one, I'm going to take Minnesota -3.5 at home against Carolina. I just think they bounce back. I mean, on the big Dalvin Cook game, can't imagine trading him in fantasy football, but
No.
my team sucks either way, bro. But
And I don't think a lot of people are going to like this one. I don't know. I forget what you guys actually went. I forget what way you guys actually went in this game. Earlier in the show, first game we picked after the Thanksgiving Day games. But I'm going to take New England +2.5 over Arizona at home.
I don't hate that.
2 dogs.
Went 3 dogs last week. Didn't work for me.
Fair enough. All right. I will start out with locked against them last week. I'm going to lock them this week. I'll take the Fins -6.5.
I like that, Chaz.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
you knew I was trying to get that to me.
Oh, I knew you were. Yeah.
Oh, that was an 8. That's got an 18 veteran all over it.
I said it pre-show, or not pre-show. I said it during the show. I'm going to stay in that Tennessee game. I'm going to take under 51.5. And then I really want Minnesota again. That's a tough one that you took. My last one, I will take a few things I like here. I always pick the wrong one. I'll take the Giants -5.5.
Go.
Fucking damn it, Chaz. 2 of mine, bro.
Go. How about it, Chaz?
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah. All right. First off, give me Cleveland -6.5. I don't see Mike Glennon doing anything against Cleveland.
Adam, that was on my list, so I like that.
I'm happy that one fell to me. Boy, Jazz took a couple of mine, man. I'm picking this because I'm third. I like Denver +6.5. I think they're going to cover that, and I think Taysom Hill is going to struggle.
That's what I
So,
was tweeting too.
Adam, I had 5 on my list. I gave you my 3, and you picked the other 2 that were on it right now. So
usually a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. And then what was my third one? No. Oh, I like the Cowboys -2.5.
Against Gonzo.
I don't hate it.
I
just got the doubleheader.
I think Gonzo's second snack was throwing him off. I don't think he was ready for it. So,
Could be fair.
House the first snack.
yeah. I think you
Could be fair.
It could be.
Dallas, I think they're going to get hot. So I like
Why
it.
not?
Yes.
All right, boys. I like it. I love the new video feature. Big for the show. And I love you boys. But by the way, I got those in here. West Virginia's going to win the national basketball championship. And with that said, they're on and playing right now. So as much as I love you and love this show, I kind of want to go watch.
All right. Go Ears, boys.
Let's go Ears, Bulls. And we'll see you next week after a winning week this week.
Yes, sir.